to another exciting episode of Wave the Brush with me, your host, Kris, aka Mini Wargamer Kris, aka the Name Butcher, aka Hey You, Get Off My Lawn. Wave the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the Wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and everything under the sun. So if you're a first-time viewer, we do a lot of painting talk as well as a lot of what's under the sun, meaning no topics are barred. We'll talk about anything and everything. So be warned. We can go off on some pretty wild tangents, and it can get a little silly. I'm going to be honest. It's going to get a little silly, probably. Who knows? Who knows where we'll go? So, Wave the Brush. That's this program. I'm already derailed off my usual spiel here. So if you're our first time viewer, you can ask your questions in the chat, whichever direction it might be in for you. And of course, you can also ask your questions to Kris@miniwargaming.com. It's in the description below. Also a link to wavethebrush.com. Has all the links to all the social medias, as well as links to t-shirts. Want to get yourself a t-shirt? Look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world. They're wearing a Wave the Brush t-shirt. And of course, if you've purchased yourself a shirt, send a picture of yourself in your shirt and I will add it to the monkey shrine. As, you know, it is a shrine to the monkeys. So, this show is all about you guys. So, you know, if you guys didn't tune in, I wouldn't bother. If you guys didn't ask your questions, I wouldn't bother doing the show. So, again, this show is always about you guys. And it lives and breathes off your support. And so a huge thank you. Of course, wavethebrush.com also has links for that. Monkey Shrine, t-shirts, and of course, Patreon support. Big thank you to all my patrons who currently support me. Without you guys, a lot of the upgrades and upkeep and stuff like that, I just really wouldn't bother with. But because I want to make this as great and as awesome as possible, you know, your contributions and your support are greatly appreciated. And of course, if you're considering supporting the show monetarily, I only ever charge per episode of Wave the Brush, and I only ever do this every Saturday. Well, it might be switching. It's going to be switching to Sundays soon enough. So I think you kind of know what you're getting into as far as, you know, what you'd be contributing or, you know, kind of thing. And if you're not able to support monetarily, you can always comment, like, thumb up, subscribe, follow, all that stuff. And of course, the big one is sharing the video. That's another big one as well. So, you know, if you're not able, it's just a couple clicks. That's all it takes. All it takes is just a couple clicks, and you're helping the show. So, huge thank you to everybody who takes the time to do that. Also, a big thank you to Guymere Alfer, a.k.a. Carl, a.k.a. Beer and Blood Bowl. That's his YouTube channel. Check him out if you love yourself some beer and you love yourself some Blood Bowl. Beer and Blood Bowl is where it's at. They're playing games all the time, and it's, you know, I try to tune in as often as possible. I just like listening to these guys just talk. It's fun. It's entertaining. It's always good for a laugh, and, you know, it's always good fun. And of course, they're playing Blood Bowl, you know, and I used to think I was pretty good at Blood Bowl until we started really playing a lot of Blood Bowl, and I was like, oh, I'm not very good at this. Plus, two, my rolls never work out. Never. And when I can concoct a huge plan, I can do this. Okay, I'll get this. I'll move here. Never works out for me. Never, ever. Who's joining us today? I can see Ebb and Flow. Sup, everybody? Twitchy Kranos. Hey, everybody. Kevin Cabal. Happy Sunday. Sunday. Wow. Saturday. It's Saturday. I'm skipping ahead here. Aaron Seach. Congratulations, Aaron Seach. Wait, aren't you supposed to be like... Aren't you busy? Aren't you doing something? Isn't there something planned for the day? I don't know. Howdy, Kris and Monkey Brethren, risking life and limb to be here, as if the other half finds out I'm here, my life could be in jeopardy. LOL. That's what I was gonna say, because for those that don't know, Aaron is getting married today, and he's tuning in, and they're like, dude, yeah, you just want to start off on the right foot, right? tuning into me. You're crazy. You're crazy. Crazy, man. Twitchy Kranos. Kris, camera type question. A while back in the vault, you said that the make and type of arm you use to hold your camera in your office at Mini Wargaming. The arm with the clamp. What was the make arm again? It's a Manfrotto. Oh man, it's a Manfrotto mini arm, I think it's called. Let me go back into my shopping list here. Hold on. Go into my wish list here. Because I had it in my wish list. It is a... Okay, so here's the exact name. And, I mean, I can post the Amazon link. But if you go to, like, my... if you go to my Amazon, like, wish list kind of thing, you'll see it in that list. Because I'm thinking about picking up another one for myself. Because the one I have in my office at work, that's obviously for Mini Wargaming work, right? And and like the price point is really good, and it's really super handy. So anyway, it's a Manfrotto 244 variable friction magic arm with camera bracket, and you also have to go along and pick up the Manfrotto. This is the one I picked up, the 035 RL super clamp with two 2908 standard stud. It says it replaces the 2900 black. So you're probably gonna spend about well, this was in Canadians. This was what, 230. So in euros or pound, you're looking at probably about $1.30, $1.40, something like that. So. But yeah, it was the Manfrotto 244 variable friction magic arm with camera bracket. It's on I got it off Amazon. That's where we got it. But you have to get the super clamp as well, and that's a Manfrotto super clamp, and it's great. The super clamp, fantastic. That thing it's got like monkey strength. It's like gorilla strength. It's just like it's a vice. You could use it as a workbench vice. It's really, really strong. It's really durable. And it clamp, like it's a variable clamp. It also can clamp onto round, like pipe. You can clamp it onto pipe, or you can clamp it onto like flat table surfaces. It's versatile, the clamp. The clamp was a great buy. Clamp alone was a great buy. But anyway, so Twitchy, hopefully that answers your question. Lewis, sappening dudes, did I miss last weekend's stream? No, you did not miss last weekend's stream because there was no stream last weekend. I was busy. I can't remember why I never did a stream. I was busy last weekend. I'm busy today as I have family coming in for a visit, and so I'm very excited for that. My younger sister, she's coming in with with my nephews. And they're coming for a visit, and they're going to check out the Niagara stuff, and we're just going to chill out. And because I haven't seen them in about 2 years, so yeah. So usually after the show, we head over to Discord, have a couple laughs, kind of thing. I'm afraid I probably won't be heading over to Discord, and in fact, I'm going to try and end the show at around the 2 p.m. Range today. So 2 hours, 2 hours. Unless of course there's no emails. If there's no emails, then it's going to be even shorter. I'll just do the show for an hour. But, oh yeah, and also a reminder too, yes, starting next weekend, we're going to do Way of the Brush on Sundays. So, yeah, Sundays. Bear that in mind. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Twitch Kranos, grats, Aaron. Aaron, remember Monkey Lord, I contacted you just so I could put a Way of the Brush logo on my suit and get it in the wedding pic. If you do that, dude, I mean, that's definitely going in the shrine. I'm gonna make sure that gets a nice big space on the shrine. I hope she really loves you. It can overcome all. Because you're playing with fire. I feel like you're playing with fire. And I mean, like, my hat's off to any man who's willing to, stick his head in the lion's mouth. But don't be surprised when that lion bites down and takes your head off. Kurt Krishone, beat months and months. How is everyone? How is Kurt? The question is how are you, Kurt? Hopefully you've been working on stuff. Hopefully you've been, taking care of life, as it were. Fumble Zone 79. Hello to you all. Hello, Fumble Zone. Enforcer wishing Aaron a congratulations. Aaron, sir, third time is a charm. Third time's a charm? Is this a third time, really? You're younger than me, aren't you? You're married 3? Well, I guess I got a buddy who's been married a few times too. I know, you just love them all, right? Just can't pick one. You're always on the lookout for the next missus. No, that sounds really bad. Aaron's like, shut up, man, shut up. Enforcer should have had the wedding at Mini Wargaming. You could have had the wedding at Mini Wargaming. We have enough space that you could hold a ceremony, have a reception, and yeah, we got enough space now. We could do that. And I'm pretty sure Josh is a ordained minister, I think. Unless they were having me on. But I'm pretty sure the word was Josh could legally marry people. Which is a scary thought. That he has that kind of authority. Twitchy Kranos, typical. Starting the answer, and my door goes. Glad I can catch the recording. Yeah. Oh well, it's like I said, Twitchy. It's in my Amazon wish list thing. I think I leave it available for public, just people can see kind of what crap I'm purchasing, and anybody who wants to help Kris out or anything like that. On the off chance, nobody has. It's not a big deal. But yeah. So anyway, again, I'll repeat it again. It is a Manfrotto 244 variable friction magic arm with camera bracket. It says it replaces the 2929. That's what the bracket is. But you have to get the Manfrotto 035 RL super clamp with 2908 standard stud. It replaces the 2900. Okay? So those are two things you have to pick up. Okay? But that's the arm I use, and it's solid, dude. It's solid. I mean, it's Manfrotto. Manfrotto. I mean, for anybody out there who's not an equipment junkie, photo equipment junkie, but Manfrotto is a brand name that make really great camera photography equipment. And I mean, my tripod that this camera's sitting on right now is a Manfrotto, and I had it since college. And it has served me well. It is solid construction. It's dirty. It's got schmutz and stuff on it, but it works perfectly fine. It's solid construction. I actually just picked up a Manfrotto. I like Manfrotto stuff. And I mean, when you buy from a particular brand and it's a really good brand, you can expect quality construction. I just picked up this Lumamuse 8. This is the 8 LED light because it's got a 3, a 6, and an 8. And this is solid. This has got a little bit of weight. You can use it as a paperweight. That's how much weight there is. Has a little hot shoe thing, little mini USB recharge, and it's got 4 light variants. I can shine. Here, I'll quickly demonstrate it here. Okay, you can see I'm pointing the light around, right? Actually, here, let's go like this. Okay, so here's my hand illuminated, right? That looks pretty bright, right? Actually, I don't even know how bright that looks. Oh yeah, that's bright. So okay, so there we go. So that's the first setting, second setting, third, and then fourth. Look how bright that is. I can shine this at the camera and it'll probably blind you all. So anyway, yeah, I picked this up. It's for a little video light, because as I can hook it up to my little walk and talk camera here. Brought this home because I have family stuff coming over, and I might try and film film my nephews. Who knows? It might be something I might post for everybody. It might be something I just keep privately. But either way, yeah, my darling nephews. They're good little boys. They're heathens, but they're good little boys. But anyway, yeah. So I'm a big fan of Manfrotto equipment. You know, it's just really good stuff. And so yeah, I recently picked this up. This is really fantastic. Bright as hell. Oh, and I picked up the colored gels. I got a bunch of colored gels that go over this and cast a bunch of light. But anyway, enough equipment talk. Yeah, where was I? Kris Schoen. I'm okay. Finished my bachelor's degree and am now in a master's program. Wow. My painting has slowed down a lot. Understandable. I mean, you know, going for, you know, like your higher education, I mean, I know it takes a lot of time, right? It takes a lot of, you know, effort, of course. But I have been starting to get into historicals. Oh, interesting. Cool. Which ones are you getting into? And are you painting them up, or are you just kind of like just assembling stuff and just kind of just playing games, or are you doing it kind of sort of diorama type style where you have your area set up and, you know, you have the battlefield? Like, that's the one that's intrigued me about historicals, is that, you know, like, I'd probably, if I was getting into historicals, I'd probably do it more diorama style. I'd probably have a huge battlefield set up as some sort of famous battle, you know? So, yeah. Aaron Siege. No, it was correcting my spelling error. First marriage for me. Oh! Oh, shit. I thought it was your third marriage, because I was going to say, yeah, I thought you were a young fella. Oh, jeez. I'm a little embarrassed now. But don't get me wrong, Aaron. I have a buddy who's younger than me. He's probably about the same age as you, and he's like on married. Well, is he married twice already? He's married and divorced twice already. So, yeah. TH, hello, monkey people. Hello, TH. Grim, there's Grim. Howdy, y'all. Howdy. Twitchy Kranos, cool. Looks around 135 for both. Yeah. So, like I said, it was gonna be around that. I figured. So, yeah, I like it. That the Manfrotto magic arm. It's just called a 244 magic arm. I think all that other Amazon crap, I don't know what that is. Just specifics, I suppose. But yeah, it's the magic. It's a Manfrotto magic arm, and that thing is solid. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen what cameras we use at Mini Wargaming, but we're using the Canon XA10s, which are pretty big camcorders. And I use the exact same camera. We all use the same camera, or type of camera, not the same camera, but the type of camera. But the camera I use when I'm filming the quick tips and stuff like that, I have a lens adapter for my camera, which allows more magnification, and it also allows a wider field of view. So it actually, like, normally with those cams, I'd have to film like this far away, but with the lens adapter, I can get like about that close and still keep focus. And, you know, like when I'm working with that articulated arm, it's fantastic and it's solid. Like once you lock it, it's like you shake it and it'll shake the whole table. Like, yeah, it's solid, dude. I like it. I highly recommend it for anybody who's like, you know, man, you can use it for all sorts of stuff. Like if you get the clamp, you get that arm, that camera can be in any spot you're filming. If you're filming actual things, or if you're filming like tutorials or your work service, or, you know, what have you, yeah, you can do anything with it, you know. So, yeah. Damien Hibbert. Wow, what was that again? Oh, we're just talking about the Manfrotto equipment, yeah. Enforcer, great Kris, now I'm blind with that flashlight. What will I do? Yeah, everybody's screens are all now messed up. It's like, what the hell, man? Demon here, but yeah, I gotta stop too. Oh, Manfrotto. Froto. Lewis. Finally caved in and got myself an Eclipse HPCS. Look forward to trying it out. Awesome. I'm not sure what the HPCS is. Is that the more common Awata Eclipse? Is that what we said? HPCS. Okay, there we go. I can type. Okay, yeah, I think this is the one Steve has. Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty standard affair. Okay. Yeah. Great. Awesome. Yeah, it looks like a fine brush. I think, yeah, if I'm correct, and this is the same one like Steve has, because Steve uses Mini Wargamer Steve uses this Iwata, and I think it's this one, and because it looks the same, and he likes it. He's got no complaints. So, yeah, cool. Looks like a decent brush. I mean, like it's, you know, it's an airbrush, right? It's not rocket science. Grim at Kris. I hope you were able to get some of the cookies I sent to Mini Wargaming before they were devoured by everyone else. No, I didn't. But that's okay. Because I'm really, really trying to watch my sugar intake, so yeah. But that's okay. Thank you for sending the cookies, Grim. And as far as I understand, everybody loved the cookies. Ebb and Flow, Kris, I'm a bit disappointed. You still haven't run with my stellar idea to set the Citadel paint handle on your wall and talk camera. For shame. Okay, wait, what? Ebb and Flow, I'm still disappointed you haven't run with the stellar idea to set the Citadel paint handle on your wall and talk. My wall and talk camera. Oh, you mean walk and talk? Is that what you mean? Oh, for my Osmo, using the Citadel panel. No, it wouldn't fit. Thing is got a bit of weight to it. I don't want to add any more weight. I mean, not that the painting handle adds much weight, but yeah. Kurt Gershon, Rome, Gauls, Vikings. Making saga war bands, and I have been debating doing the Gauls and the Romans as Kings of War diorama bases, but I haven't made up my mind. Cool. Send pics. Peep Eater. The start of the semester will also bring my own miniature painting coming to a crawl. Going into third semester of Masters in History. I know the pain Kurt's talking about. Or the pain Kurt's about to start. I know the pain Kurt's about to start. Yeah, definitely, man. I understand, like, you know, your time is gonna be like non-existent. Like free time, yeah, it's like it's gone. Yeah, you don't have any free time. And I wish you all the luck in the world. Well, not luck, but success, I should say. Not luck, success. Because you'll be successful, I'm sure. Kurt Gershon, since I don't play the games, only paint for display, I have been pulled in multiple directions, especially as a couple of friends of mine have said they'd be willing to try the Saga Viking game. Cool. Yeah. Give it a try. You might like it. You know. But you definitely gotta, you know, create the table as well. I mean, it's not hard. A lot of the historical games, it seems like they're always fought over like a, you know, golf course kind of thing, right? So, yeah. Grim, sounds cool, Kurt. Yes. Dr. Santos, hello. Enforcer, been working on some Gundams recently. Got hooked onto the. Gotta say, they're pretty fun to build. They are pretty fun to build. I've only built one so far, but I am familiar with Bandai's way of doing models because I've done a whole bunch of Star Wars stuff, and yeah. And I'm still a little disappointed. That the Space Marine that's coming out from Bandai is more like the action figure series they do, rather than as a you build it kind of kit. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. At least that's the way everybody's talking. It's an action figure. Now, maybe people are seeing it and assuming it's an action figure because a lot of the Bandai, like the Star Wars, like the C-3PO and R2-D2, Stormtroopers, Boba Fett, Luke Skywalker, they have all those kits and they're action figures. You can pose them and stuff, but you have to build them. I'm hoping it's that kind of case. It doesn't look like it. Everybody's talking that it's going to be an action figure. And I know Bandai produces like pre-made assembled action figures, and that's kind of disappointing. So, yeah. If that's the case. I mean, I'm completely wrong. I've been misled, apparently. I don't know. But, yeah. I don't know. Who can say? The Kinjin over on Twitch. Afternoon. How did I miss these names? I just happened to have a look over at Twitch and my Twitch feed's not showing up in my thing here. Yeah. The Kinjin. Kris, I saw Badger's testing out a new brush, the Vex. Have you had a chance to try it out? No, I have not. No. I wasn't even aware that they had a new brush. I don't follow that closely. You know, I mean, same thing with like paint brushes, like regular bristle brushes. Don't get me wrong. I think it's fantastic. People want to innovate and build upon. People see a need for a particular thing and then want to fill that need. Great. I fully endorse that and support it. But I'm not really on the lookout for brushes. You know, like airbrushes or paintbrushes. You know what I mean? Like I've got quite a few airbrushes, and I don't really feel the need to expand upon it. I don't really feel the need to, like, you know, I've been doing like I work with a lot of Badger, but I've never felt the need to go out and get an Iwata or, you know, any of the other brands to try, see how they compare. I've not really been that compelled. Maybe because with Wargaming and using an airbrush, we're not using the airbrush to all its ability, to what it was intended to be. Which is why I've never felt compelled. Now, mind you, I haven't played around using the airbrush like an actual brush for illustration, canvas type work. I was working on a piece. I don't know, where's that piece? It's around somewhere. I actually probably should get back to work on that one. You know, yeah, I've not really felt compelled to have to do that. And because we're not really using the brush to its full potential. So, you know, I don't really pay attention to it. And same with like a regular paintbrush. You know, I mean, once you really start to get a real feel for sable, Kolonsky sables, everything else, you know, yeah, it's a nice brush, but I prefer the feel and draw of the Kolonsky, especially when you're getting into more nuanced type painting, and you know, so yeah. So Kinjin, yeah, yeah, I'm not really on a lookout for brushes. I'm not, you know, got to get the new Badger airbrush. I mean, I've got the Patriot Extreme because I was very curious, because it all had, at the time, it had already come with the high roller, and it has the extra little control valve. Now, I have not really played a lot with that little control valve underneath the nozzle. Again, I think because I'm not really using the brush to all its potential. For the most part, you know, when we're wargaming, like when we're using airbrushes for wargaming painting, it's only a few things we're using it for. There's only a few things, and it's not like we need to use it like a pencil or a brush, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like we have to use it in those regards. We just aim it at a model. That's it. That's all your technique is. Or maybe side to side. But you're not coming in and then using it like a brush, and you know what I mean? Like, you're just spraying on a surface. Alright? So, what is this pencil anyway? It's my easy template pencil. It's my transfer pencil. Why is this out here? Anyway. Link Onan Socias. Oh man, I don't know what the hell that name is. Hi, I'm Link. Hi. Chief. Why is chat in 2-min mode? 2-min slow-mo mode. Because numbnuts over on Twitch like to start spamming stuff. So I threw that on there. And I threw it on that you have to be a subscriber, so, or a follower or whatever. So to keep the Twitch nonsense down to a minimum. Because it just spams my feed, and so, you know, gets annoying. You know, the usual Twitch silliness. For whatever reason, you don't see it a lot on YouTube side of things. Not a lot, anyway. So, I don't know what that is. The way, you know, the two platforms lie to moderate, I guess. But anyway. Nice facial hair, by the way. Well, thank you. Lincoln? The Kinjin, is the main chat on YouTube? No, I have a program that watches both, and it feeds me at the same time. Why I'm not getting it on that program, I'm not sure. So I have both windows up, so I can see all you Twitch folk, and I can see all my YouTube folk. I mean, pretty much both are the same. I put the show out on both channels, just, you know, because some people prefer Twitch, some people prefer YouTube, you know. But most of my viewers are on the YouTube side of thing, and Twitch. I've slowly been building it up, but I haven't been pushing it too hard. You know, every once in a while, you know, try and, you know, do painting sessions and that kind of stuff. But lately, it just, you know, I just have not really been feeling it. Honestly, Kris has been feeling the burnout. And this chair is lowering again. Come on. Go out. There we go. You'll see me periodically fall down again, probably. But anyway, there we go. Oh, man, I can... Good posture again. Jeez Louise. So, yeah. Been feeling a bit of burnout lately. And, you know, I've been trying to take it easy and just, you know... Oh, it's pronounced Lincoln, like the president. Also, you can change it to 10 second slow mode so I can get all my thoughts out. I talk a lot. I could change it. Oh, yeah, oh, man. Yeah, okay. We'll go with that. All right. Lincoln, I change it to 10 seconds. But if you start spamming, dude, I'm banning so fast. Fool me once. Yeah, it's kind of weird. You know what? I'm gonna restart this program. I'm probably gonna have to catch up on the chat here, but I'm gonna restart this damn thing. I don't know why I did that. Restart views. Give it a sec. Ba 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 ba. Now, when people start talking on Twitch side of things, it should show up better. Okay. now all my YouTube feed has gone bananas. Where am I? Enforcer. Really, why not make it a 1 to 100 style and have people build it like a Gundam? Yeah, I know. Like the Space Marine, I don't understand why they did with it. Why they went with that route with that kit. They should have just made it like all the other Bandai kits and had it so that you can assemble and, you know, do whatever you want with it. Right? You can either just quickly assemble it and haha, I got this model, or, you know, take the time and glue the parts together and prime it and color it. And, you know what I mean? Like, and go all these routes. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be way off base on that. And maybe it is going to be that when it gets released. I don't know. Either way, I'm still excited for it. If it's just an action figure, I'll get one. If it's a kit, I'll get a few. Vivian. Hello, everybody. Hello, Vivian. Stefan Henry. Speaking of paintbrushes, anyone have any solid suggestions? Mid-range, roughly, any go-to brands? You know what? Honestly, I will recommend a paintbrush brand that was, so far, I'm liking them, is Rubelov, a company out of Russia, and all Klonsky sables, if they're legit Klonsky sables, they come out of Russia. Like, Russia has this Klonsky sable on lockdown for paintbrushes. So, but Rubelov, they're a pretty infamous brand name. They make makeup brushes and stuff like that, and they sell artist paintbrushes, and I like them. The only pain in the ass is that it took a while for me to get my brushes. It took like over a month. I don't know if they made them, but anyway, yeah, Rubelov. I think I've made a post. If you go on my Instagram, I have a picture of the name and the paintbrushes, and they come to a really wonderful point. They've got nice long length on them. The draw so far, I've only played with the 1 or the 0. There's the 1 or the 0 I've already played with. Where the hell are all my brushes? Must be all in my case. Yeah, so yeah, I have a number 1 here. And I don't know if I can actually show you guys. Now, the only thing is that the handles are not lacquered. But they have all the printing and stuff on them and everything, but they're not lacquered. And so you can have that wood texture to it. Some people don't like that. Some people do like it. I kind of like it because I can feel the grip. Like, I can feel the surface, right? And so when I'm working, I can feel that surface. They've got a really nice bristle length. Let me see here if I can zoom this in a bit. Show you guys. Let's change focus here. And of course my chair is bumping around on me. Yeah, so you can see I got a really nice bristle length. You see there, right? But yeah, where's the name? Rubelov. Yeah, there you go. Rubelov, 1010. That's the number 1 I'm looking at here. And my chair keeps falling down. It's like my pants. My pants keep falling down. There we go. So yeah, that's a brush brand I would recommend. If you're looking to experiment outside the usual routes of brushes, Nathaniel, airbrushes all work on the same principles. Picking one is more of a question of what design do you like and feedback you get from the airbrush and what budget you have to spend. Yes and no, because you can go out and get yourself a cheap airbrush, and it's just that, and it'll crap out on you soon enough, especially if you don't take care of it. Whereas a good, proper, a Wada or Badger, they'll last you a while, especially if you take care of it. And yeah, in my experience so far, I'm not going to say I'm an airbrush expert, but I mean, with paintbrushes, there's a big difference between quality brushes and cheap brushes. There's definitely a difference. And once you start getting into this more subtle nuances of painting, you'll see those differences. Nathaniel recommends Da Vinci. Yeah, Da Vinci. I've not tried out Da Vinci myself. Same with Raphael. Raphael is another one I have not tried. I've been meaning to pick up a set. Just because, just build up a bit of experience so that when people chime in and say, hey, Kris, the particular brush you recommend, because oftentimes a lot of the work I do is Citadel, occasionally Winsor Newton, and a lot of times I've been doing Artist Opus. The Artist Opus brushes have been fantastic. I only ever really used the number one brush. So, you know, take from that what you will. Enforcer, have to run, works, picking up, enjoy the stream, everyone. Later. Okay, is my thing gone back to normal? I can't tell. But anyway. Nathaniel, episode 261, keeping the numbnuts at bay. And you know what? I'm going to use it. Keeping the numbnuts at bay. Because that's what it's all about. It's all about. All about. All about. Sorry, Lincoln, I'm reading comments here. So who are you, Chief? What's your name? What's your name? What type of artist are you? So I guess you've never tuned into this channel before. I'm Kris. I'm a miniature wargaming painter. I work for a company called miniwargaming.com. Check them out. This is primarily a lot of talk about painting the miniatures, the gaming. It is, you know, just a lot of the really kind of wargaming aspect of life kind of thing. And, you know, like I said in the beginning of the show, this is a lot of painting talk as well as a lot of goofiness. We've been talking a lot of equipment in the last little bit. Sometimes we talk about, you know, painting aspects. Sometimes we talk about just goofy stuff. So it's kind of random. This show is kind of just like myself. It's just a bit random, and you know, yeah. Lincoln, nah, I followed like 3 weeks ago, but you had a follow to talk thing on. Only just got a chance to drop in. Okay. Well, yeah, that's basically what this show is all about. This is all about helping you guys out there with your painting questions, you know, help with a particular technique, color schemes, whatever you need help with, I'm here. Now, why is anybody tuning into me? Because I have a lot of years of experience at this hobby. I've been doing this hobby since 1988. When I was 13 years old, 13 years old. So, you know, I have a lot of experience. I've played with a lot of materials. I've played with a lot of equipment. And I've also made a lot of mistakes along the way. And to really learn stuff, make a lot of mistakes. And you learn from them. That's how you get better at stuff, right? So, and I encourage people. And this is a show mainly about positivity, about being positive, about making errors, and, you know, encouraging people, because as you may or may not know, there is a lot of negativity in the world, especially on the internet, and to be a point of a positive source of information, and, you know, and having a few laughs. What's wrong with having a few laughs, you know? So that's what this show's all about. Having some laughs, maybe learn something, you know. Lincoln, I got a pencil brush pen the other day. Got any insight on those? A pencil brush. A pencil brush. I'm not familiar with that word, pencil. A pencil brush. A pencil brush? Pencil brush pen. No, I'm not familiar with these. I mean, these seem like more like along the lines of like the fine tip nib pencils or pens. You know, like the ones like, you know, that just come to a really fine point, you know, 0.03, 0.05, stuff like that. Pentel. Is that the brand name, or is that the style? Sorry, I'm just doing a quick look at what I'm looking at here. Or is it an actual like a paintbrush? Because I'm looking at this one picture and it looks like the tip is bending. Is it like a paintbrush? This is interesting. I'm not that familiar with these. No. Now I'm kind of curious. Now I might have to pick up one or two. Or am I projecting on this and it's not really as complex as I think it is? Because I mean, like, I've used fine tip technical pens before, and it was usually just for like panel lines, you know, stuff like that. When I was still really not that comfortable using, you know, regular type paintbrushes. Once I started really becoming very comfortable using a paintbrush and doing my fine lines and, you know, like doing like the writing on the shoulder pads and, you know what I mean, all that kind of stuff. Once I was used to doing that kind of stuff with a paintbrush, I didn't use any other tools. When, like, here's one that I used to do way back in the beginning, was I used to take a thumbtack and a little bit of paint or even ink, and I would create the little fine lines, because the thumbtack would have that very sharp little point, and I would have just a very slightest amount of pressure, and I would use that to make my mark. I got out of that habit once I discovered that, you know, keeping the brush to a fine point yielded similar results without the risk of, you know, impacting the surface, right? So, yeah. But yeah, very interesting. No, I'm not that familiar. Yeah. Thumbtacks, who would have known? Yeah, that's what I used to use way back then. That's a picture of you in 1988. That's not you. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, you're a line artist, so you wanted something within the circle of comfort, and it looks fun. Yeah, no, I've now, okay, so you're using these all the time. Now, is it like hairs at the end of the pen, or is it like the technical pencils and pens where it's a nib? It's just like a little fine tip nib. Is that what it is? Like, is it a hard object, or is it a soft, foamy, or is it fibers, or like, what is it? It's nylon brush hairs. Okay, interesting. No, I'm not familiar with those at all. And I might have to check them out, because yeah, if it's something that makes people's lives easier, because in this hobby of miniature painting, we're oftentimes doing like writing fine letters on a surface. Now we're talking like miniatures here. We're talking Wargaming models. Like, for example, I don't have many of my examples here in my office, but just for you, I will show, if you're not familiar with this, miniature wargaming. Sorry, I'm just going to my camera focus here. Screen's going to be all nice and blurry, but here. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about here. Let me adjust this light without breaking things. And so you can see we're painting the surfaces, and of course, you know, a fine tip brush to paint those numbers. You know what I mean? Details. Oftentimes, you know, there's like all sorts of fun things on these guys, you know. And of course, I'm painting this guy up like a Pittsburgh Steeler, so, you know, there is that. Can I adjust the focus? There we go. There we go. Optimize. But you can see how small it is in my hand. Like, these things are small, right? So, yeah. Again, I don't know if you're familiar with miniature wargaming, but yeah, this chair is pissing me off. So, yeah. Lincoln, if you know, if you do look into them, look at the artist Kim Jung-ji. If I said that right. He's like the front runner with the pen brush life. Interesting. Yeah. I'll have to try and remember that. Lincoln, I looked around your Instagram. Very cool work. Thank you. Your brother was into painting Warhammer. Yeah. Well, that's what primarily this show and this channel and all this stuff is primarily about. I do other artwork, you know, canvas painting and illustration and stuff like that. But in the last I've been creating videos, online tutorials for mini wargaming, and it's just basically helping people, paint their models. That's pretty much it. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. So, Lincoln, yeah, thank you for tuning in and asking questions, because it's been fun. I gotta see where did this resetting this stupid thing. I don't know why this is not showing me my Twitch comments. That's pissing me off. Piss me off. Pete Beater. Kris just redid his office. Should have included the chair. I know. Well, this chair I've actually had for a while. In fact, damn, I think I've had this chair since I moved down to this part of the country. So I think I'm due for a new chair. So, yeah. And yeah, Twitchy, I did see your comment on Discord. I did see it. And yeah, I think maybe we will if you're on both sides. Same with Grim. I trust both you guys. Twitchy, I've just been waiting to look up from the painting and seeing his chair at the bottom of the screen. I know, that's how I feel like. I feel like I'm constantly falling downwards as this damn thing's going. Well, remember before I was having problems with the other chair? Yeah, I chucked that other chair, and so I switched to this chair. And now this chair is starting to go, but, what are you going to do, right? Nathaniel, he had to move. His wife kicked him out of his old room. She kind of did. She kind of just kicked me out of here, I don't know. Because I'm, on the other end of my basement, because I'm in my house. But my old office is on the other end of the basement, and in that room. That's going to be like a guest room now, apparently. Apparently the plan is it's going to be a guest room where we're just going to stick our guests whenever we have them. Well, like my sister's coming today, so... and so I got moved to here. Now, she kept telling me, this is the bigger room. They're exact same frickin' size. No, it's bigger. Yeah, I'm going to get the tape measure. No, you don't need to measure it. Alright, whatever. You don't have, you're just, why bother arguing with your wife, right? Of course, too, I asked her to come down here around 12:30 to help me out, but apparently that was a no-go as well. So, Aaron, tying the knot today. Congratulations. Just means empty cups, buddy. I'm gonna get slapped right on live camera. You guys gonna get me. You guys are gonna get to watch me get slapped on camera for making off comments. Pyre Captain Daniel, welcome, duder. Just got back from Warhammer World. Hope you haven't started emails yet. No, I have not done emails. I do have your email, and in fact, we may just get into that in just a moment, because we're almost into an hour into the show, so I think we will get into an email. Peep Eater, your daughter is sabotaging your chairs to claim the whole office for herself. I think so. Because you know what? She isn't complaining. She's not telling me. Because there's a strict rule in my office space. This is the only place in the house that they have to tell me. They have to. Both my son and my daughter have to tell me when things are going awry. If the computers are getting messed up, if, there's funny things happening, equipment, whatever. She's not telling me. That's the rule. That's the I'm a man of few rules. That's one of my rules. It's like my one rule. And, so I think that's her plan. I think I am getting sabotaged. You're feeding my paranoia. G squared. Hi, monkeys. Hi, Kris. I finally made it. Well, welcome, G squared. Welcome. TH, Kris, I'm trying to find a mix of 49ers golden brown, like their pants in the 80s. with contrast for 49ers themed Blood Bowl team. Our Garros Dune is too orange. What would you suggest? For that really light tan color, try the bone, skeleton horde. That might, because that's got like a nice browny yellow to it, and so that might be the color you're looking for. You could try that. What's the other brown? No, there's Argyros Dunes, Snakebite maybe, but it might, maybe if you thin down Snakebite, that might give you the color you're looking for. Don't apply it too heavily. Thin it down with a bit of the contrast medium. Thin it down and apply it. Skeleton Horde might be a little too light. Ugh. Yeah, it's kind of a tough one. Yeah, I would probably try Snakebite leather thinned out on the surface first. Thin it down, see how it looks. If you're not 100% on it, put another layer down. If it's not deep enough saturation for you, if it's because if you're concerned about the having too much orange in it. But our Garros Dunes, I didn't think it had a lot of orange in it. I mean, I don't have the contrast paints here with me. I could quickly look at it, but yeah. You know what, too? I should have brought my contrast paints home because I had the inkling last night to work on my Blood Bowl team, and I was thinking, oh, I don't feel like thinning down my black and painting in all the areas. I was thinking, damn, I've got the contrast paints at my I could just hit them with the contrast and be done, right? But I think actually black on top of the yellow, I think it would give you a green transfer. Your eye would see a green tint. I might try it anyway. But I think it might give me a bit of a green. Nathaniel, Kris, the gas spring of your chair is probably broken. If it was an expensive chair, repairing it might be an option. No, this isn't an expensive chair. It's held up actually. It wasn't an expensive chair. I don't even think it was like maybe $200, maybe less. I don't know. Probably it was one of those Staples deals. You know what I mean? It's the Staples office chairs. I mean, like, they're dime a dozen, right? It wasn't. It's not like this is some fancy high-fangled chair. And I'm pretty sure I picked this up like 8 years ago. So it's held up. Because I don't remember buying a brand new chair since I've moved down here. Sorry, I definitely need to message my other half. And in fact, I'll message both. Because both my wife and my daughter are home today. So it's not an expensive chair or anything like that. So, Enforcer, this room's bigger, makes you cram all your stuff into the broom closet and stay in there. Yeah, well, I moved stuff around. I mean, I showed a picture of like moving into this space, and it's a lot neater right now as opposed to the other room but the way I had the other room arranged, it was a little bit more cluttered. This room would probably feel cluttered if I had arranged it in the same way, whereas now, Oh, thank you, honey.
I can't really say no.
Please. Your mother bailed on me, I can tell. Because she was supposed to come down at 12:30. I told her, half an hour, please. And she bailed on me. Anyway, I'm going to get it now. For sure, I'm going to get it. So what are you doing telling people you blah, blah, blah? Jabba's left nut. Can they be called guests if they're locked in your basement? Yeah. I can totally call them my guests. Because they'll put the lotion on or they'll get the hose again. G squared. Kris, how is making off comments today different from any other day? Normally, there's not a camera rolling. As far as me making, a comment and then getting slapped. Peep Eater. Mix Skeleton Horde and Snakebite Leather. That could possibly work as well. But Snakebite Leather is a really rich brown. So I'm not sure if that's going to be the right tone. Skeleton Horde is pretty light, but it starts off pretty light. And it has a slight yellowing to it. So, whereas the Snakebite Leather might be closer to what he's looking for. When I think of the 49ers pants, the first thing I would think of as far as... Oh no, Aaron's sending pictures now. The first thing, first color I jump to when I'm thinking if I was going to duplicate that is Ricarth Flesh. The base color, and painting the pants in that tone, Ricarth Flesh. That's the first color I think of. Thank you very much.
No problem.
You want to say hi to everybody?
Hi.
Well, not while you're walking away, smart ass. Anyway, Aaron, yeah, check your message. Logo is ready for launch. I know, I seen you spammed a whole bunch of things there, Aaron. Thank you. Yeah, so mixing the Snakebite Leather. Also, too, Ricarth Flesh would be like the one I would think. But if you wanted to take care of it in one go, I don't know if it exists with like a color for Ricarth Flesh with like an Agrax Earth shade or even a Reichland Flesh shade exists. I don't know if that exists. Again, once you find a couple of the browns you really like Sigor Brown's really fantastic, Snakebite Leather is really fantastic, and the Bone, Skeleton Horde, that's fantastic as well. What's the other brown? Oh, Agarish Dunes. See, I haven't used that one much. But if he's saying that it's too orange for him, then yeah. Nathaniel, hello, Chris's daughter. Yeah, she's already gone, buddy. Sorry. Yeah. Dustin Reeves. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Enforcer. All right, gotta go. Productive at work. Later, y'all. Later, dude. Peep Eater. At $200, the chair is $2,400 a dozen. I'm not buying a dozen. Dustin Reeves. Kris, I'm looking to step up my brush game and ditch the cheapo craft store ones. If you had to recommend 3 go-to brushes, what would be the brand type, etc.? If you're only going to go with 3 brushes, and you know how to take care of your brushes, you're using soap and you know all that stuff, I would recommend Artis Opus. Definitely. I definitely would recommend the number 1, the 0, and either the 2 or the 00. Either one. But definitely the number 1 and definitely the 0. You could even go with number 1 and say the 00 and a 2. Yeah. Yeah, I think. But yeah, I would recommend Artis Opus. Like I said, their number 1 brush. It's a bigger brush. Where's my number 1? Like, see, okay, here. Bad Kris, I haven't washed this brush. It looks like I washed it. Shouldn't run your brushes through your mouth. But anyway, here is. Oh, this is the 0. See, I can't even tell them apart sometimes. Yeah, this is my number 1. Yeah. Okay. So, in comparison, do I have a Citadel brush here? Kind of. I like this brush too. I use this brush a lot. This is from the Heavy Metal Games Workshop Heavy Metal standard brush. This is the Heavy Metal standard brush. I'm going to try and get this in focus for you guys. Alright. Let's see here. Let's go here. Here. Here-ish, right? See if I can get this in frame. Oh, hit the mic. Sorry for anybody who has headphones on. I just hit my mic. But yeah, so the upper one is the Citadel That's a standard brush, and that's pretty close to the Citadel standard brush. So you can see, the one in the middle is the number 1, and the one on the bottom is the number 2 Artist Opus. And you can see, like, I use the number 1, the one in the middle. I use that a lot, and it comes to such a nice fine point. Yeah. So I would recommend the Artist Opus if you're gonna go with one particular brand. Yeah, Artist Opus I would go with, mainly because as well, they designed the brush with the intention of miniature painting, whereas Winsor Newton's, they're talking about like small painting, watercolor, fine control, not so much Space Marines. They're not thinking of Space Marines when they made those brushes. They weren't thinking of that. Whereas Artist Opus, they were thinking of Space Marines, right? So, and if we're all thinking Space Marines, then why aren't we, using the same brushes, right? So, yeah. Peep Eater, was that the saboteur? Yeah, I think it was the saboteur. It was the saboteur. She didn't sabotage my coffee, I don't think. Anyway. TH, regarding the 49ers paints, I was experimenting with adding a bit of green to Agar's Dune to take out the orange. And yes, I think. Yeah. The contrast bones is too light. Okay, so the skeleton horde is too light. And then snakebite leather. If that's too dark and bones is too light, and then as Peep Eater suggested, I think it was Peep Eater, mix the two. It's worth a try. Nathaniel says, try mixing Dark Oath and Plaguebearer Flesh. See, we're getting into a lot of experimenting. I realize that you want to cut steps here, but if you've got a bunch of them to do, well, you do, because you got like at least 12, right? It might be easier to just come in and base coat those pants. Let me see. I have a really good idea of what the 49ers color scheme was. Let's go with 80s San Fran 49ers. All right, let's go with the images. Yeah, it's a pretty much a khaki color, right? And Skeleton Horde, that's too light? Did you maybe try 2 layers of it? Because it's a khaki color. Snakebite leather thinned out might give you the shade you're looking for. To me, if I was trying to achieve that in the normal sense outside of contrast paints, I'd probably go with Ricard Flesh with thinned out Agrax Earthshade. Or even Ricard Flesh with a bit of Screaming Skull mixed in. It's kind of strange. I'm judging the tone of color I'm looking at, and yet I'm staring at a picture of Jerry Rice's ass. I'm not saying anything wrong with it. I just realized that that's what I'm doing. I mean, he does have a nice bum, but... Oh, man. Nathaniel, I wish there was a standard for brush sizes. It'd make replacing brushes so much easier. Well, yes and no. There is kind of a standard. A number 1 brush is kind of similar across many brush lines. Citadel goes with their own naming scheme because they're Citadel, and they pretty much set the standard. Pretty much everything that everybody else is doing is a variation off of Citadel's effort, right? So if you really want to go for a standardized system, yeah, look at artist grade paintbrushes. The number system for them all, they're all fairly close. Some there might vary, but that's the manufacturing process. It's not like the gold standard, right? Even Citadel brushes. I should see if even Citadel brushes over the years, if they've maintained consistency. I know the standard brush is pretty standard, but yeah. Anyway. Pirate Captain Daniel. Kris, you got new glasses? No. I've had these glasses for a while. About a year almost. Maybe 2. It's been a while. I've had these glasses. Maybe new haircut? New face. Mustache? Hair. I shaved. Just the other day. I don't have to shave all that often. And I've taken to actually... I think I was talking about this last episode. Of talking about razoring my head. So I got the wife to blade my head. And yeah. And I like it. But now I'm going to get into the habit of blading my head. It sounds like I'm saying bleeding. Blading my head every week now, but that's okay. Nathaniel, Morghast bone mixed with a bit of cream white, shade with seraphim sepia. Oh, the sepia, yeah. I'm not sure what Morghast Morghast bone is. What color that is? What's Morghast bone? Is that a rename? Is that what we're talking about now? We're renaming stuff. But anyway, yeah, because the color that is for the 49ers, that looks like a khaki to me. If I was going with Citadel colors, going by the swatch. Here, let me see if I can bring this up on the screen. Let's go with this one here, because I'm looking at the image on the upper right. This one right here on the upper right hand side. And the colors look like a khaki. And if I was going with Citadel colors to make that color, that looks like... What does that look like? It almost looks like Xandri Dust. Or even Baneblade Brown. Baneblade Brown actually might be a good one too. Carrick Stone. Carrick Stone will be another good one. So, yeah. If you were going for like that khaki kind of look. Where am I? Here we go. So, yeah. Nathaniel, yeah, Morghast is very close to khaki, yeah. Twitchy. Bleeding? Probably both, yeah. I've been blading my head for a while now. One of the best things I've done. Dr. Xantos, yeah? Blading your head? Well, I mean, it's comfortable. I definitely like it. And the wife... This is going to sound inappropriate, but it's not, I assure you. But she likes the ability to grab my head. I know that sounds inappropriate and I shouldn't be discussing it. But, yeah. It's not anywhere what you're thinking. It's not anywhere what you're thinking. Anyway. Twitchy Kranos, I've got very long hair, and when it's hot like this, I get tempted to do, but last time I did it, it looked like a serial killer's mugshot, so I better not do it. I better if I don't, so it's better if I don't. Yeah. Yeah, because, yeah, Twitchy, you got long hair, yeah. Yeah, you look like a serial killer, yeah. A lot of people with shaved heads look like serial killers to me. I mean, I'm sorry, folks, but, you know, yeah. Nathaniel, oi, keep it PG. Oh, this damn chair pissing me off. This chair is pissing me off. Oh, I might bite the bullet and just go pick up a new one today. I might. Twitch accounts, there's just too many jokes. I know, there's too many jokes. I know, because you can see obviously the back of my head. It looks like there's a face, right? You can see like the mouth, There might be eyes, right? You see? If I did this, it probably looks like I'm nodding yes. No. Maybe. Oh man! On that note, we're getting way off the rails now. You know what? Let's do an email because I can't go any lower than that. Than pointing out that I've got a face in the back of my head. Let's do an email. If you're wearing headphones, turn them up or down. But here it comes. It's gonna be loud. Here it comes.
Email time. Big email time.
Oh, it's done. Here I am dancing like an idiot. So this one is from our good buddy Pyre Captain Daniel. This is his IG Chimera. Hi Kris, here's my first Imperial Guard tank completed. It is causing a bit of discussion amongst my friends as they all believe I should have smoothed out the edges on the airbrush effects with the purple. Like all other camo on tanks that we know for the Imperial Guard, but I prefer the effect I've done. Mixed with washes and splattering of lead belcher on the model, I think it works. What are your thoughts? Thanks as always, Daniel, Pyre Captain Daniel. And so let's have a look. Let's get a close up. Ooh, we got some nice big images too. Perfect. You're already shooting for. There we go. Yeah, that's it right there. Perfect. So here is his color scheme, camo. Now, right off the hop, let's look at the camo. And what they say is smooth out the gradient. If the gradient was any smoother, then you'd have these big, long transitions, or you would have this impression of very thin purple shapes. And I don't think that would be... I mean, if that was the particular look you were going for, but... I mean, if you're happy with where this is at, then I think you did a fine job. I think you probably, in the areas of the purple, I think could have did a bit of a recessed shade and around the bolts and such and the panels. Especially in the larger areas, like down by like the bottom of the tracks, coming in, say, with like a little bit of thinned out Drucci violet and applying it so that it falls within the recess, just to give a bit more color depth to the purple, and then possibly come in, with a light dry brush along the edges, just concentrating within the central points of the camouflage. Because where the camouflage overlaps with the tan color, it can be kind of tricky as far as what color to use to highlight those spaces. So you can either just kind of, work around outside them and just concentrate inside the whole colors. In the areas where you have the color blending, you could always come in with, for example, even the light, like whatever color you would highlight the tan areas, you could use that right all over the blended areas with the purple. Hell, you could probably even use that on the purple areas as well. If you were doing a very, 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 very light dry brush, just looking for just catching just the edges. As far as the color scheme is concerned, though, I like it. The wear and tear of the weathering of silver, I think is pretty effective. I think you could have gone in. Oh, excuse me. You could have gone in and done the stippling with a slightly darker color, either like a dark gray or a dark brown, and then done the metallic to give that impression of the chip paint. It already looks like chip paint. But like on the front end of the tank, it feels a bit more like a spattering of silver. But like on the other side of the tracks, on the outer edge of the housing for the tracks there, that feels like chip paint, and it feels kind of like fresh chip paint. Along the upper edge, that feels very good. That feels very good. On the turret, I kind of like that big, like gnarly scratch down the side. I think that looks cool. It adds a lot of character. But as far as the idea of smoothing out the purple and the tan, no, not necessary. I think, like, as far as getting this model tabletop, it's done. It's a done model. Don't have to go back unless you want to. As I mentioned about the purple and the tan, bringing a little bit more color depth into there. I mean, for example, you could even come in when you do the purple and do the tan. You could hit this model with a thinned out Airbrush Earthshade. Hit it both the purple and the tan areas in one wash. Thin, so it doesn't tint the overall surface very much, but it falls into the recesses, goes around the bolt heads, you know what I mean? Falls into the nooks and crannies, and gives your area more definition. You definitely could go that route. Because the Airbrush Earthshade will play nicely with the purple, but it really helps out the tan areas, create some definition. And then a light dry brushing of whatever's lightest of your this tan color, and even working that on top of the purple, very, very lightly, very, very minimally, would work on top of the purple. And if you weren't really entirely satisfied with that, you could always thin out a bit of Druchii Violet, thin that out a bit, and apply that inside the purple areas to retint those highlights to the purple side of things. As far as the weathering, the metallics, yeah, I think I would have come in with a darker color, either a color like, say, Mournfang Brown or Eshin Gray. Did that first, and then inside those areas, using the same stippling, not the same sponge, but the same technique, and come in with the silver and create a little bit more depth there. I like it though. It looks good. Yeah, I like this. This looks really good, and you did it very logically here. Because like that back hatch, yeah, that would be dinged up every day, right? That thing would just be constantly just smacked around. I think if you'd have left a little bit more color in the recess, there, you know what I mean? Like, give the impression that there was still some paint inside that recess, I think that would have been cool. Of course, too, also that hatch, if you think about it, like whatever battlefield it is, wouldn't there be clumps of grass caught in like the bolt heads, or you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't there be like little clumps of earth, whatever the battlefield ground is? Wouldn't there be clumps of that in that on that upper lip of the hatch, because that hits the ground and it would possibly drag, and you know what I mean? If you're gonna get really into the idea of weathering, what you've done there, like I said at the beginning of this, what you've done, I wouldn't change. It's tabletop. It's ready to go. It's done. It's done. But if you're looking to do this for, you know, like you're going to do this for a painting competition, for display, or you're even doing it for like what's the big one for the armies? Armies on Parade. If you're doing it for Armies on Parade, you're going to go through this whole, really give this thing a lot of atmosphere. I'm noticing in this picture here, the decal or transfer on the back of the turret, it looks pretty like I can see the transfer. And now, yeah, I can also see the number around on the front of the transfer, that 317. If you want to get rid of that, when you're applying transfers, if you're using an airbrush, I would use a gloss sealant. Gloss seal the model first, especially if this is a gaming piece. Gloss seal it, apply your transfers, and then gloss seal it again. And then if you want it matte, you can always apply a matte sealant. But otherwise, yeah, start with a gloss sealant, lay your transfer down, and then seal again. And that will hide the apparent nature of that transfer. Of course, I do have many videos on this subject if you're wanting a little bit more explanation, a little bit more clarity as far as what I'm talking about. So, Yeah. But thank you, Daniel, for sending that in. Awesome stuff. Looks fantastic. Honestly, I don't like your friends. Your friends are gonna voice their opinion, and I mean, like, you know, try not, like, if they're giving you honest criticism, don't take exception to it or anything like that. You know, accept it and consider it. Maybe I could have done this or that, or you know what I mean. But as far as they're saying that it's not blended enough, no, I think it's blended just fine. They're wrong. I'm saying they're wrong. You can tell your friends, hey, Kris said you guys are wrong. Don't do that. You're just going to get into an argument. So, anywho. But yeah, thank you, Daniel, for sending that in. Awesome stuff. Looks fantastic. Yeah. So, comments. Where am I? John Grammaticus. Have we already bemoaned the lack of Primaris bikers with the new White Scar release? Just can't bring myself to drop money on them without new bikes. I know. I know. I asked Josh this the other day. Do we think we'll get Primaris bikes? Because I can see them, and I think somebody put a picture out there of what Primaris bikers were going to look like. And they're going to be hover bikes, and they're going to look like jet skis. They're going to have like that hover plate in the front and have the hover plates underneath, and which would look kind of funny, really. I don't know. It'd feel a little like Marty McFly's hoverboard. That's what it would look like. It looked like the hoverboard. Everybody's riding around hoverboards. I don't know. I don't know why everything Primaris has to hover, but I guess to show that they're super advanced, I guess. I don't know. But, yeah. Yeah, I totally expect... I mean, if they're doing the Redemptor Dreadnought with the roll cage and the Space Marine inside so he can fight Avatar style, I mean, yeah, we're going to get hover jet bikes soon enough. Hover bikes are coming. Rest assured. But the way Games Workshop's been doing it with the Primaris and Space Marines, you know, still as one force, I think you can get the bikes and be fine. Yeah. I was really excited to see that they're coming out with the packs for the chapters for modeling up your model. Modeling up your models. Yeah, that's a word. I'm excited for that. That's really cool. Again, the tug of doing Space Marines again is tugging at me. I know. I feel it. I feel the tug. The Space Marines are tugging on me. Oh, man. I don't know where the hell I am. John Grammaticus, I've already got too many projects to paint. I'm going to hold off on new Space Marine 40k purchases for now. I know, because I still got my Deepkin. I have my eels. My eels aren't even fully assembled. I didn't even put the heads on them yet. Did I even put the heads on them? No, I haven't. I got one with he doesn't have his head. Oh, because I haven't done his head. This is the unit leader. This is such a bad design of that stem into that little spot. It's same with the Space Marines with the big backpacks. The guys with the guns, the dual wield. Anyway, I don't care for it. It's not very cool. It's not my jam. But anyway, yeah. I think these are gonna. I'm getting kind of fired up to paint these guys because I have an idea of what I want to do with them, and the riders are gonna get done how like on my Instagram I showed my Deepkin. Well, that's how the Thrall is done, and I think I'm gonna go with something very similar to that. But yeah, I'm getting kind of fired up to paint those eels. I don't know how I do the shark. Like if I do it like a great white, kind of boring, right? Great white. Oh, how original, Kris. But then I had an idea. I remember an illustration from a cartoon of a shark. Frick. Was it one of those old Hanna-Barbera I'm googling right now. I'm searching the internet right now for this. A shark cartoon from the 80s. Yes. The Neptunes. Jabberjaw. That's who I'm thinking of. So I was thinking something like Jabberjaw, but I remember an illustration where Jabberjaw was done, with a more of a blue. Yes, that's the way he's depicted. He's got more of a blue. He's not a gray. He's a blue. Jabberjaw. See, I'm not going crazy. Well, I'm going crazy, but I'm not going that crazy. Jabberjaw. Did anybody else watch Jabberjaw? Or am I talking to my ass again? Yeah, Ebb and Flow. Jabberjaw? Yeah, Jabberjaw, man. Jabberjaw. I used to watch that all the time. Jabberjaw. I sound like a crazy person talking about it now, but 80s were different time, man. Different time. Pirate Captain Daniel. Yeah, and Kris, all my IG will be tabletop standard only for how little they will be used. Oh, really? Well, yeah, I mean, how you did that Chimera, perfectly fine. Acceptable. Looks good. I mean, you get a whole army painted to that standard, you're golden, man. You're golden, because if you get a whole army painted and you can feel the whole army like that painted, good on you, because it's better than what I can say. I mean, a vast majority of my models are not painted. I suffer from shiny model syndrome sometimes too, especially with the Ideneth Deepkin. I just like the look of them. I like the vibe, and I just like that they're so different. They're fish dudes, riding fishies. And immediately when I saw the armor, I was thinking like Finding Nemo, color scheme, Finding Nemo. That would just be too much fun. Like the big turtle, Leviathan, looked like a turtle from Finding Nemo. Come on, what's not to love? Pirate Captain Daniel, while you're on Deepkin, Kris, when you get around to Eidolon, could you video record how you do the water cape? There aren't many, if any, good videos on YouTube on how to do this. I can. It might be a while though. I'm not. He's not on my my list for even assembling right now, because I've got that the whole get started box. That's all done. I still have. What do I have for my deep kit? I have that box. I have the turtle. I'm gonna do the Leviathan next, and then I have the king on the seahorse. I'm kind of excited to do the seahorse as well. It's really all about the fish. I'm really just excited about all these fish things. I don't have the shark one, because I'm thinking I'll probably pick up more eels, because apparently they're really great. So they're really scary, and they're kind of jet bikey, and I'm a big fan of the jet bikes. So yeah. But yeah, I can make a video, but don't expect it to be anytime soon. Grim, I love Jabberjaw. Nathaniel, you did? Yeah, you did. Ebb and Flow, love the show. The Laugh Olympics. Yeah, the Laugh Olympics. Yeah, Laugh Olympics. Yeah, Nathaniel. Jabberjaw, Scooby-Doo, Jetsons, Flintstones. Yeah, I watched all those, man. Watched all those. Nathaniel, Leviathan looks like a great Atun from Discworld to me. I would have at least converted that model in that manner. Yeah. I was planning on doing a big conversion with my Leviathan, but I think I'm just going to do it to tabletop. I'm not going to do anything fancy. Because I had another idea, which was a good idea Quirk gave me for doing one. And if I get around to pick up another box, I might. So, yeah. John Grammaticus, ideas for themes are my trigger to splurge on an entire army and have it sit for 2 years before I open the first box. Exactly. That's why I got to keep pushing forward and keep working on my Deepkin, because also I got my jet bikes for my Eldar. I actually started repainting those, so I got to try and get those all to a similar standard as well, just so I can start playing more with my jet bikes. because I likes me some Eldar. Peep Eater, random question about the Cthulhu bust. Was that a one-off by the artist, or are there castings available? There are castings available. Go to his site. What's his site? What is his site? It is George. Oh, I can't even say his last name. I'm just gonna end up butchering it, as I do. But here, this is. Can I get a full page? There we go. This is the mostly full shot of his site. That's his name. That's his site. You go to type in his name into the address bar and add a .com, and it'll take you here. Click his shop, and he's got Cthulhu, he's got mugs, he's got aliens, he's got demons. He's got all sorts of stuff. Like, look at this. Like, the next one I'm looking at is this altar of Cthulhu God's altar. I love this piece. Look at this thing here. Look at that. Is that not kick ass? Look at that. That is just awesome. Like, I'm going to be honest. I'd pray at that altar. That sounds awful. I'd totally pray at that altar. Anyway, he's got mugs and stuff. There's another bust. I think it's an older one of his. Where are we? Yeah, so here's the bust right here. The Cthulhu skull bust. So there you go. I love it. He's got lots of Cthulhu stuff. He's got other busts. He's even got cell phone cases. Like the Crazy Nut does little cell phone cases. You can also buy the bust, the Cthulhu bust, pre-painted from him. Basically, I think he just primes it and throws a wash onto it. That's the way it kind of looks. I could be wrong. I have no idea. Or maybe he casts it. Like this bronze one, he might cast it in that bronze. He throws a bronze powder into the mixture and then he casts it. That could also be what he's doing. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just a big fan of his work. He does fantastic sculpture. I like this orc berserker. Like, look at that one. Look at this ape. Like, these just too much damn fun. He's even got a few sci-fi ones, like this ape spaceman. Like, it's just cool. Oh, this is the one right here. This Forest Guardian. This is the next one I think I'm gonna pick up, or I might pick up the altar. But yeah, I'm thinking this right here. Like, look at that mug. Look at that mug. Does he not look impressed with everything? And his busts are pretty big, which is also another thing I like. Is that he does pretty big pieces, which I'm kind of a fan of. I just like his style. I like his style. I like his work. It's 9 and some inches. There you go. So it's almost 10 inches. This is almost 10 inches, man. That's pretty darn big for a bust. 10 inches? Oh yeah, that's huge. That's huge. Mind you, though, we're talking from the very point, right? Oh, jeez Louise. To the very, probably top of his horn. But yeah. So that's him. That's the artist. That's where I got that Cthulhu bust. Definitely check him out. Shop around. I like supporting artists. If you see his work on other sites and they're offering it cheaper than what he's doing, I can't recommend it. I bought it right directly from him. He even took the time. He took the time out of his busy day to hand write me a note on the piece, and I preserved it. I preserved it because he took the time. He didn't have to. He did not have to, and so thank you, George. I'm not even gonna say his last name. I can't say his last name. I'm terrible with that. Well, okay. Somebody help me out. How do you say that last name? Because it's all Greek to me. And No, I can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I mean, I'd have to hear it a few times to get it, and then I'd actually have to say it a few times, you know. But yeah. But anyway, yeah. This dude, that's the bust. I follow his efforts. I think he's a wonderful sculptor. You know, and he does really great work. And I highly recommend it. I'm just seeing if that Force Guardian is anywhere. There's some pieces in here that are not on his site. I'm just looking here at this picture here. There's stuff on here that I did not see. Has little pumpkin heads. And like looks like a little baby Jabba on the right hand side. And the female character looks like from like Game of Thrones or something. Just too darn cool. Just too darn cool. So, I encourage a lot of you guys out there to go, explore, look for other things outside the norm, and support an artist, even a local artist. If you know somebody who's local and does, you know, support them, because they're really the ones who, you know, inspire us to paint the models, right? So why not support them? Support them. Anyway, where am I? Peep Eater. Oh, geez, a whole line of artists who did that bust. My wallet is screaming and my debit card just burst into flames. Nathaniel, it's Zukozids? Zukazids? Is that how you pronounce that? Zukazids? Is that right? But anyway. Nathaniel, speaking of the bus, is that thing finished? Yes, it's finished. I did it. I got it like last week on a Monday, and I finished it by the morning of Wednesday. I painted it right away. And I wasn't looking to do anything extravagant with it. I really just wanted just get it done. And just kind of... Because it's a statue. It's not a gaming piece. It's not like I wanted to render it in any sort of... I wanted to accentuate the detail, the sculpting. I mean, like, if you look at close-ups of that sculpture, there's so much detail on it that, you know what I mean? Like, what could you paint on it other than laying flat, bold color and allow the details to just, you know, and the ambient light to play on the surface? I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what the sculpture's all about. If a good sculptor sculpts something really wonderful, you don't have to paint it. You look at the statue of David. It doesn't need paint on it. Right? So, you know, when these sculptors create something and it looks fantastic without color, that tells you something. And you're looking at a bust and you're looking at those things and you don't think it needs color on it, that's a true appreciation of that sculptor's effort. Twitchy Kranos, think you'd be in a queue to pray at that altar? Probably. That goblin gangster looks like it'd be really fun to paint. Yeah, the goblin? Yeah. Well, the orc one. The orc guy? He's yelling? That's a really cool one. Check his site out. Everybody, go. Take your moment. Take a moment. Open up another tab. And save it to your bookmarks. Because, you know what? Maybe you're going to go buy one later on. When you have the extra money. And you're not worried about picking up more Space Marines or whatever, right? Yeah. But definitely, check him out. And, you know, buy one of his sculptures. Because guaranteed, as he sees, you know, people are more interested in his work, it will inspire him to create more. And it'll motivate him. And, you know what I mean? And that's only good things. That, you know... Hopefully it's not just purely monetarily motivated, but I mean, you know, it encourages him. It goes because at least it'll satisfy that thing that his work is being appreciated, and actually people want to own his work, right? And I saw that when he made that bust. That bust is from 2017. He sculpted that, and I've wanted it since then because I followed him on Instagram even before that because I was interested in some of his busts. I think a while ago we were looking at a lot of busts and stuff like that, and he just happened to show up on my radar, and I really liked his work. And then he created that bust, and I was like, oh my god, that's freaking amazing! I need that. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll get it. And then, oh, no, then something else come up. And then, oh, yeah, oh, no. And then, you know what I mean? And then finally it was like a month ago, and I was like, damn it, buying it. And I just bought it right away. And so, yeah. Nathaniel, my Greek friend said, no, you still butchered the name. I did. Zukozidis. Zukozidis? Is that even is that closer? I still don't even know. I don't even know what I said the first time. And you know what? And it's a real disservice to the artist because I can't say his frickin' last name. And I'm such a fan of his work that, yeah, you know, it's Zukozidis, George Zukozidis. Zukozidis? I gotta say it like 100 times before it'll finally, you know, like the neurons will finally make the connection. I think really because also I don't hear a lot of Greek names, and you know what I mean. Like there's a famous Canadian journalist. He was on TV a lot in Canadian TV, and I think he's in American TV now. George Stroumboulopoulos. Even that I almost struggled through. He's a George as well. What was all these Greek fellas being named George? Anyway, it's like two dudes. It's like all these guys. Like, come on, that's racist. And yeah, and even saying his last name, as I like jokingly, I used to say like George Snuffleupagus to say his name because I couldn't say it. And Zukozidis, right? Am I saying that right now? Better, Nathaniel, better, yeah. Zukozidis, right? Zidis, Zukozidis. I gotta say it like a whole whack of time. I'm gonna say it until I gotta say it a whole bunch of times for it to really get stuck right in there. G squared. Neurons? What neurons? It's Stephanopoulos. Is it Stephanopoulos? No, Stroumboulopoulos. That was Stroumboulopoulos. Stroumboulopoulos? Stephanopoulos? No. He's a Canadian fellow. He's a journalist. Like a legit journalist. Stephanopoulos? No, Stroumboulopoulos. Frick. I'm all fricked up now. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. See, damn, something wrong going on. I use Restream and frickin' Twitch. It says it's connected to both. But I missed the whole, yeah. It's showing me the Twitch, but it is not showing me the comments. I'm sorry I missed people's comments on Twitch. Sophie over on Twitch said, nice tank, but way back when we were looking at Daniel's tank. George, hi, late. I thought you were starting the show on Sunday. I am going to be switching. Next week we'll be on Sundays, yes. Kinjin, of course. Yes, I did. What about the Tiger Shark? Tiger Shark. It was Jabberjaw, as we were talking about. Jabberjaw. Kinjin, George Stephanopoulos. Is it Stephanopoulos? I thought it was Stroumboulopoulos. Oh, man. Stroumboulopoulos. This cat is the one I'm talking about. Frickin' guys have got me all backwards. Stroumboulopoulos. This guy, he's a Canadian. Worked for the CBC. He used to be on Much Music. He used to do a show. Stroumboulopoulos. Snuffleupagus. Anyway, this is the cat I'm talking about. And he seems like a really interesting dude. He seems pretty real when you see him in interviews. I'm pretty sure he's working on the American side of things now. Because, you know, success, right? I assume success because I think he lives in like New York now, something like that. I don't know. It's not like I'm stalking him. It's not like, you know, I'm up on a whole bunch of George. So, but that's the cat I'm talking about. Strombolopolis, not Stephanopoulos. I don't. That why is that name familiar though? But anyway, G squared. There's an American journalist who I thought was Canadian by birth. Stephanopoulos? I have no idea. I'm talking about Streptococcus. Oh man, yeah. We're all just butchering names today, aren't we? Am I setting a bad example? Is that what it is? Am I setting a bad example? I might be. Anyway, that's the cat I'm talking about. And for the longest time, I could not say his name. And until it was just, you know, saying his name. And then, of course, you know, saying his name some more. But that's the cat I'm talking about. Oh. Saying these names kind of is starting to hurt. Why is that? Zukazidis. George Zukazidis. Right? Is that, am I saying that right? For anybody out there who actually, you know, knows some Greek or, you know, or even knows the artist George Zukazidis. Am I even saying his name right? I'm going to get an email from him. What the hell, man? It's not hard to say. Anyway. Oh, man. Anyway, let's get to another email. Because, holy crap, there's 6 minutes left of the show. Jeez Louise. Yes, we got to get through an email. Nathaniel, say my name. Yeah, let's do an email. Because we have to. Because people sent me emails. I got to do them. This is from David. Hi, Kris. Thanks for putting my pics on your show, even though I effed up sending them. Here are the ones I meant to send for the first time. I will keep on swimming. Cheers. Could you and your followers touch on what armies go well with Death Guard and Space Marines? Being new to this, I'm not up on 40k yet. All the best, Dave. P.S. It's still effing raining. This was a while ago he sent this, so hopefully it's not still raining by the time I'm reading this. So, Death Guard. Well, okay. To go to your last point about what goes along with it, demons, Nurgle demons. Get yourself some Nurgle demons. Plague Bearers, Nurglings, Greater Demons, Demon Princes, stuff like that. Get the tanks. You might want some tanks, you know. There's all sorts of Nurgle stuff. Even look at maybe Forge World. Forge World has some Nurgle-y things as well. Now, onto the paint job. I like it. Looks nice and clean. Colors look like where they should be. Everything looks pretty neat. I'm not seeing a heavy layering of paint on surfaces. I think what the next thing is that you might want to start concentrating on is creating separation on areas. For what I can kind of see it, like for example on the middle guy, I can see it like on his leg. You got like a little bit of deeper shade happening underneath his knee and around the armor plates, whereas the guy on the far... Oh wait, I gotta change camera angles, don't I? Shoot, there we go. Okay, so the guy on the far right, I can see on his shoulder pads that like the gold and the green. I think a little bit of separation there would help define. You could do that by applying, say, a green shade wash onto the armor plates. Thin it down maybe with a bit of medium or a bit of water. Or using a gloss or matte Reichland flesh shade and apply it over the gold. So maybe the metallics aren't so shiny. The bright metallics doesn't bother me. I like bright metallics. In the context of Nurgle, some people might go, oh, the gold's a little too shiny. But it creates a nice visual contrast with the fleshy bits, which often may have a bit of a, a bit more of a matte appearance. Of course, too, you might want to matte the metallics down a bit and go for shiny pustules and tentacles and those kinds of things. Like I can see the guy on the right, he has a bit of a glossy look to his tentacles on the right-hand side, whereas the guy on the left, the far left, the pustules in his belly and everything like that are kind of a matte, and maybe something glossy on those areas might punch that up a bit for you visually. Again, your painting looks neat. I think you're like, keep going. There's nothing wrong with what I'm seeing. There's nothing jumping out at me going, oh, you really need to fix this, or oh, this, you're doing this completely wrong, or you know what I mean? Like, nothing like that. The horns, I think with the horns, I think when you're applying your shade wash, you might be leaving a little too much on the tips, and so it looks like you're having to apply the color pretty heavily to get the color back, because it looks like I can see kind of like tide marks on the horns underneath the bone color. That's not a problem. It just bear in mind with the shade washes, where you finish the brush stroke, the larger amount of color will build. So if you start your brush stroke at the tip and finish down towards the base, more color will build at that base than it will at the tip. And so it might mitigate that, where you're getting the deeper color at the very tips. And the little fleshy bits and stuff like that look good. I like the highlights on the red on the knee. Here we got some nice neat. Again, I think a little bit of a deeper color on top of the green, or even on top of the gold, to create a little bit of separation for the gold and the green, I think would look really good. Yeah, drilling out the barrels maybe. Taking it up a little bit further, taking a little bit more care in your preparation. But again, I think you're doing very well. You're nice and neat, and that's one of the hard points when you're starting out. Ooh, geez, look at that belly. I like that. That's pretty scary. That's one of the hard points of when you're starting out in this hobby, is getting nice and neat, and you're looking really good as far as that's concerned. I think for the smoke, I probably would have went with that purple color, or even like a brown color, or even a black color or gray color. I would have gone red, as there's a lot of red, and it's kind of actually overpowering the green of the armor. And with Nurgle, you kind of want green to be the dominant feeling. Mind you, though, he is a character. You might want to differentiate him a little bit from the rest. The guts dripping from his belly, that's gross, which is awesome. Yeah, I think the only critique I would have for this piece is I think the smoke should have been something else. Something other than that. But otherwise, it looks good. Again, same thing. A little bit more separation between the metallics and the base color. I think the little breather hoses could also have been a color as well. Black or something. But yeah, thank you for sending that in. I think it looks really good. I think you're off to a fantastic start, and keep going, Dave. Keep going. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Where am I? Oh, that was that. We already did that one. That was that one. That was that one. That one. That one. Oh, okay. Here we go. What time we at? Holy crap! And I think my sister might be showing up at any minute here. Sorry, I've been so distracted here. Comments? Any comments? Jabba's left nut. Is it Caucasaurus? What? What the? What? How did I come back to that? What? What? Peep Eater, this website's going to radically change my home decor. Not sure how my wife will react to the new look, all the Cthulhu stuff. Yeah. Nathaniel, I bet George wants compensation for butchering his last name in the millions. Oh, well, good luck collecting on that, buddy. Good luck. But yeah, okay. So let's jump to this email. I'm excited for this email, yeah. This one is from our good pal Knitfink. Hi, Kris. Recently, I've entered a couple painting contests for murals, and I was hoping to get some feedback on composition. The first is the 1950s road trip theme done on 10 graduated nail tips. The contest specified that the tips could be attached together. Interesting. The second is a seasonal theme done on 3 nail tips. I won the 50s road trip contest, and I'm about to turn in the seasonal ones. Thanks, Becca Knitfink. So let's have a look. Now this, Becca's showing us her work on. Man, I'm discombobulated here. There we go. Her work previously, I don't know if we've posted it before on Way of the Brush or if we just talked about it in Discord, but she's shown her efforts before, and her freehanding is amazing. And this is really fantastic. Now, you got to remember, folks, this is on nails. This is nail art. But this is amazing because, I mean, this is miniature painting. I mean, if you can do this kind of thing on this, you can do it on your miniatures. And if you do it on your miniatures, you could do it here. So, for example, everybody out there who has a loved one who is into nails and wants sometimes to have a moment together and you want to, paint nails, by all means. When I was younger and I realized that I could do this kind of thing, I used to do my mother's nails. I'd do like little flowers and stuff like that on her nails and, that kind of thing. So, this is really fantastic. Nice and clean. Like that Route 66 is really great. As far as composition is concerned, I mean, I like personally, like if I was laying this out, I don't know if it would get lost. Because, I mean, you did it pretty darn well here. But the Route 66 feels off-center as far as the whole arrangement here is concerned. I think I'd have had it just a little bit more to the left. And probably a little bit bigger. I don't know. Because again, the emphasis is on that route, right? Oh, I think too, little dots, I think indicating the beginning and end points, right? I think little dots would have been fun. The water looks really fantastic. The states look really great. The cars look fantastic. That had to have been a complete discombobulation of lines working on that curvature and trying to keep perspective. Like especially on the car in the upper left, that would have me completely discombobulated trying to create a straight line across those things, across those curvatures, because that runs across what, 4 nails. The white of Route 66 is nice and solid. The lines, the inner lines of it is nice and solid. Like overall, what is the dimension of this whole piece? Like if we're talking inches, like inch by inch. Like, is it like, say, what, 4 inches by 2 inches? Is that what we're kind of perspective we're looking at here? Is Nitfink, you here today? Oh yeah, Nitfink, you are here. Aqua says amazing. Oh, the tallest one there is about 4 inches, so it's about 4 inches length, and so it's probably what, 6 inches across. Is that kind of what we're looking at here? Nathaniel's never seen her artwork. No, you've never. Okay, so it must be something we were talking about in Discord then, because Nitfink has posted her amazing work and her amazing ability on Discord. And this is like, honestly, I mean, you won for this, and it's obvious this is a winner, because you have color depth in here on the cars. You have the gradient in the Los Angeles and the Chicago. You know what I mean? The backgrounds there. You created that gradient across. Like it's really fantastic. And it has that classic kind of vibe. The first thing I'm thinking of, like, as far as this composition is concerned, is when I used to go into like a Denny's or like if any kind of fast food place, and like the kids menu, they would have these kind of things, or any kind of truck stop, they would have these kind of images like on the menu. Now, is that possibly one of the inspirations? Was like those old school menus? Because I don't even know if they do that. Nitfink says it's about 4 by 5 inches. Okay. So it's a good size canvas to work on, and yeah, I mean, you've managed to pack quite a bit in there. I agree. Peep Eater says I think the Route 66 piece captures the feel of the era very nicely. It does. Like the art style of the Los Angeles and Chicago signs feel like from back in the day. And this whole thing, like I said, it feels like I'm looking at those old school menus where you'd see that on a truck stop, and they'd have these really kind of, I don't know what the hell the art term would be. It might even just be Americana. But yeah, this would not be out of place in that, and that's immediately the vibe, and it gives it that sense of nostalgia. That's what it is, and I think you've really hit upon that sense of nostalgia. Very, very cool. Yeah, it's amazing. And yeah, working on those cars across those curvatures. Yeah, that's making me hurt right now thinking of it. And so here's the other piece. Holy shit. Look at these. Now these are what? Probably about an inch and a quarter, inch and a half long. I really like that central one. Now, is this a composition across only 3 nails, or is this intended across what, 4 nails? 5 nails? And so like when you have your fingers together, it'll make that composition kind of, because like right now it feels like a triptych. And is the like I would imagine the tree one is on the middle finger, and then what are the ends? Are there 5 nails, or is it only these 3? The face on the right is really well done. The face in the upper middle is well done. The face on the bottom middle is really good. But the face on the left, her eye, from our perspective, her left eye feels a little off. I think there's a little too much iris, and I think that eyelid has to come down a bit more. Kind of, because see how like her eye on the right, you see there's more eyelid, and her eye on the left feels like there needs a little bit more eyelid. Now I don't know if this is still a revision time for you, or if you've already submitted this. Then, but I mean, yeah, the face on the left, she doesn't feel as strong as the other faces. Just because that eye feels a little off. And I think a little bit definition in the lip. Just creating a little separation in the lips. Just like separate the two lips, not separating the shape. How the overall shape of it works fine. I think either creating like a darkness between them, or illustrating the highlight on the bottom lip. And in fact, all the lips. Well, the face on the bottom actually is really like more what I'm thinking of, because you see how the upper lip feels darker than the bottom lip, and you kind of have it on the upper middle face as well. You have the highlight on the bottom lip, and the face on the right. See the face on the far right, really is really great. I'm just looking at all your work here, and it's just the hard part too is that you got to remember this is an inch big, right? How big is this, Knitfink? Knitfink. Sorry, I'm reading through the comments here. Only 3 per contest rules, 1 inch in height. They're only 1 inch, so these are only 1 inch size. So for anybody out there who's wondering, okay, well, how big is that? That's like a shield for a fantasy character on a miniature. Like, even then, that's pretty big. It had to be submitted by the 7th. Okay, so you've already submitted. Okay, yeah. So, honestly, I'm sure these are going to place well, if not win. It's different. I mean, I'm not up on nail art, but, you know, I'm not sure what crazy crap people are doing as far as nail art's concerned. I really like it. I get the whole anime vibe to it all. It's like a Four Sisters thing, Four Seasons. I like it. It's a good piece. And again, I mean, like, this is this canvas is only 1 inch, so you know, this is miniature art. This is miniature art. And when you develop these kind of skill sets, yeah, you can paint whatever the hell you want on whatever surface you want. I mean, go back a page here. That just makes me ache. Working on that kind of curvature, to get, like painting those cars, I can't imagine. Even the straight lines for the signs. Like when you look at them from a certain perspective, like, are they a perfect square? If you look at them kind of directly on, are they a perfect square? Because that just makes me ache thinking about it. And these I really like. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to do well with this piece as well. Especially considering the size of these surfaces. Really fantastic. Thank you, Knitfink, for sharing this with us all. This, people, is miniature painting. That's miniature painting. That's it. I mean, that literally is painting something. Like, she can easily produce that as a triptych on 3 large canvases and have it look awesome, right? Because I can easily see that being on 3 canvases. That's a triptych. And you know what, Knitfink? Honestly, I think you should reduplicate that on larger canvases. Those shapes, like not shapes, but on larger rectangular canvases. Replicate that, because that's a really nice vibe. That's a really nice theme. I think, again, as far as the composition's concerned, I think the face for was she, Summer? Yeah, she would be Summer. I kind of wish she was a little bit more, because she feels like she's being pushed down. If we're talking compositionally, yeah, and I'd like to see more of her hair dominating into the other spaces. But that's it. I mean, because even how you have them arranged feels very nice. Where you have the central one is kind of up more, and then, but then I was just like looking at my fingers, and I mean, like, yeah, you kind of would be in that kind of position if you were looking at the three, if they were like attached to your fingers, right? And so yeah, it's really cool. I'm impressed. I'm thoroughly impressed. I don't know if I have the patience to go through and do something like this. I mean, like if I really wanted to, I suppose I could. I don't know if I would. Like I said, like I've painted nails before. You know, I used to do stuff from my mom. I don't know if I've ever painted the wife's nails, or even my daughter's nails. I know we've talked about it, but I don't think I've ever really done anything. I might have done like a flower or a skull or something like that, but nothing like this. Nothing to this level. Like the Route 66, that's fantastic, and the triptych of the Four Sisters is really awesome. Now, both pieces, are they original concepts, or were you duplicating that a piece that's been done before? Where am I here? Nathaniel, which is from Macbeth. Yeah, the theme was seasons. Okay. Oh, seasons. Okay, cool. Peep Eater, I like the way the two faces in the centerpiece get you 4 seasons on 3 nails. Yeah, and that's actually kind of interesting too, right? That's a 4-3 kind of thing. 4 seasons on 3 nails. 1 tree. Interesting, yeah. Knitfink. Yeah, directly ahead on there, square. Okay, yeah, so, man, I like, just maintaining that across those pieces, yeah, it was, I'd imagine that probably took a bit of effort. Knitfink at Kris. I underpainted the seasonal one in a grayscale and then glazed the colors. Ah. I get you. Were you using model paints, or were you using just inks, or what? What was the medium here used? Because you weren't. Because I mean, I can't say you weren't, but I don't get the impression that you were using nail paint, like nail polish paint. And from your work previously, you have to be like I'm assuming again you're using acrylics to do this, right? I'm gonna assume that. I honestly don't even know if you can do this level of work with nail polish. I have no idea. I mean, I imagine you can. You just take a little bit of lacquer, thin it down, as long as you're careful. All right? I don't know. I've never attempted that. Really awesome stuff. What time? Holy crap! It's 20 after 2. Jeez Louise. Well, thank you, Knitfink, for sending that in. Awesome stuff. And best of luck on your 4 seasons. Yeah. Nathaniel Trip what? Please spell the word. G squared, yeah. G squared spelled it. Triptych. It's a triptych. Just look it up. You'll see many forms of it. Twitch Kratos. It's a Scottish seasons. It's spring, autumn, winter, no summer. Yeah, summer's barely apparent. It's just peeking up. Summer's just kind of. Oh, jeez. Yeah. So where are we? Yeah. So Knitfing was the last one. Yeah, Derek, I got your email. We will talk about that one in the next episode. I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. If you're brand new to this hobby, you need help with the color scheme, painting, you just need help, feel free to ask your questions if you're attending live, or you can ask your questions to Kris@miniwargaming.com. That is my email. It's in the description below. Also, in the description below is a link to wayofthebrush.com, central hub of all this silliness. Has all the social medias. Also has links for t-shirts. Want to get yourself a t-shirt? Help support the cause. Look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world. They're wearing a Way of the Brush t-shirt. And of course, if you've purchased yourself a shirt, send me a picture of yourself in your shirt and I will add it to the monkey shrine, because, hey, it's kind of nice to put a name to the face, as well as, everybody else kind of, sharing, because that's what this show is all about. This show is all about sharing, helping, sharing, and, building. And of course, Discord's been fantastic. Discord. We usually jump into Discord after the show, but today I won't be able to because family's on the way. I don't even know if she's here. She could be already here. I have no idea. If they were here, I'm sure little boys would have already come running in here and screamed at me. So I don't think they're here yet. So anyway, Way of the Brush, t-shirts, help support, and of course Patreon support. If you're considering Patreon support, I only ever charge per episode of Way of the Brush, which is I only ever do every weekend, once a week. So I do create other videos, but I don't ever really charge for those. So I only ever ask for help with Way of the Brush because there is a bit of upkeep with this one, whereas the other stuff, I kind of do the same thing when I'm doing mini wargaming work. So yeah, if I was an independent fella, then of course I'd probably charge for every video I made, and I'd probably make a whole lot more videos. But that's not the case because I don't need to, right? So anyway, Patreon support. So a huge thank you to all my patrons who currently support me, and then again, if you're considering, thank you. And if you're not able to support monetarily, you can still support the channel and the show by thumbing up, commenting, subscribing, following, liking, and of course sharing the video. Sharing's another big one. The video. It only takes a couple clicks of the button, and you're helping. You're helping the show. So, if you want to help. If you don't want to help, well, it's okay too. And of course, again, the show's all about you guys. Without your support, wouldn't bother doing it. So, because I'm a busy guy. I could be doing other things as well. But I do this because, people want help. And we have fun. I think we have fun doing this, right? We have fun. We have a little bit of fun. Some fun, maybe. I don't know. Knitfink, thanks. Yeah, thank you, Knitfink. No, thank you, Knitfink, for sending that in. That was awesome stuff. I know you were teasing that a couple weeks ago, saying that you were going to send something really cool. And I was thoroughly impressed when I saw that. I got excited to show that off. And yeah. Because again, anybody, talking about miniature painting, and we're painting our little space marines and say, well, what are you going to do with that? Well, you know what? You're developing a skill set that if need be, you could create something like that. Like Knitfink had shown today. You can create that. Now, what are you going to do with that kind of skill set? Well, just like Knitfink has shown, you can do nail art. And nails places are all over the place. All over the place. You can do nails and create wonderful designs. And, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be, a rendering of the Mona Lisa on somebody's thumb. But it could just simply be, doing something very interesting. I don't know what. Again, it's not really my bag, so, Although, mind you, when I went in for the pedicure last month, I did get my nails done. My toenails, not my fingernails. I had gotten a girl to give me a skull on my big toe. Why not, right? So anyway, I think we're done. Did we learn something? I don't know if we learned anything. I want to thank everybody for sending emails, and keep the emails coming in, because again, like I said, the show's all about you guys. If you guys don't send me emails, don't ask questions, don't do the show. So you guys make this happen. That's all I'm going to say. It's all your. So basically, I'm saying I'm passing the buck here, folks. I'm basically saying it's, for the weirdness, it's all your fault. When the show gets a little weird, it's your fault. You guys got weird. Alrighty, I think I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Yeah, I got stuff. I got people to take care of today. So Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you. And I will see you guys next Sundays. Because we're switching to Sundays. So, next Sunday. No show Saturday. Sunday. And if somebody says, I thought Kris was doing a show on Saturday. And you can tell them and say, hey, dummy. He said Sundays. Were you not paying attention? Sundays. Next week will be Sunday, right? Because next week will be the 17th, right? 18th? I got to click my calendar now. Yeah, the 17th will be Saturday, so 18th. So a show on the 18th. Because I'm teaching a class on the 17th. So if you're in the area, I'm teaching a class on the 17th at the Mini Wargaming Bunker, mastering the base coat. Mastering it. We're going to master it in one class. We're going to master it. Nathaniel, Kris is in touch with his feminine side a lot. Sure, why not? A lot. Like a lot? I don't know, but I'm not measuring it, but, you know. Sure. I mean, I like to think I'm pretty secure in my masculinity, that, you know what, I can endeavor to paint nails, get my nails painted. And apparently earlier in the show, I was looking at Jerry Rice's ass, so, you know what, he's got a nice bum. What am I going to say? No, I don't swing both ways. I'm pretty boring and straight, so, you know. But I'm pretty secure in who I am. At least I think I am. I don't know. I like to think I am. Maybe I'm not. All I know is I need more coffee. And the wife didn't come back and help me out. Man, that was like an hour ago. Wasn't that an hour ago? I said, I need coffee. Man. Nitfink. My hubby loves pedicures. He gets skulls, strippers, and Deadpool nail art. Oh, like, you know what? Oh, you know what would be another good one? Like on a nail? Is like the pin-up girl. Like the World War II fighter plane and bombers, right? They do like the pin-up. That'd actually be kind of cool. Just on nails, like anybody, you know? Because I know like people get that stuff as tattoos. But the pedicures, I mean, like me getting like pedicure, I mean, like I'm diabetic, right? So, and they say pedicures are actually pretty good for you because like diabetics got to take care of their feet. So, yeah. Anyway, we already said take care of your brushes. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you. All right, I'm getting out of here, so I gotta go. Otherwise, I can end up rambling on and talking about pedicures and stuff. Hey, look at that. Just as I was, the exit thing was running, the wife, she brought me coffee. Her ears must have been burning. I was like, I was supposed to bring me coffee like an hour ago, but whatever. She's usually not here on a Saturday anyway. She's like at work. Knit Fink, you've done pinup, Demonette pinups. Did you show us pictures of that? Because if you didn't, do you have pictures of it? Because if you do, then you know what you need. Then you know what you need to do. You know what you need to do, right? Aqua, wait, what? What? Wait, what? Wait, what? What? Yeah. This is the point of the show where I usually wait for all the losers to take off, and then I come back on and talk. I got coffee. I got more coffee now. I can go another 2 hours. Ha! Kidding. I'm not going 2 hours because I've got family showing up today, and you know, family's family, and you gotta take care of family. Twitchy says, never leave till the show says he's offline. Exactly, right? Exactly. I'm just waiting for all the other losers to leave. You guys are the real winners because you stick around right to the very end. Knitfink, yes, but not safe for work. Well, this show is not safe for work. What aspect of this show was safe for work? Could you can't play this show while you're at, on the bus or at work, apparently. And yeah, Knit. Come on, if you're sending Demonette porn, I mean, if you're making Demonette porn, like, I'm okay. I'm not a prude. I'm okay with porn. That should have been the name of the show. I'm okay with porn. Oh, no, that's not right. Nathaniel, imagine Kris getting a tax refund like Friday in Futurama. Poop Peep Eater. I found out that the show goes on one day while I was listening, while driving, and just let it run rather than mess with the phone while driving. Well, that was a good call. And, yeah, so. Ebb and flow, hooray! I win. Kris says I'm a winner. Yeah, you're all winners. All the losers already cleared out, right? All the fake fans, all the fakies, they already bailed. As soon as I said the show's ending, they bailed right when the exit outro was running, right? You guys are the real fans. You guys are the real ones. So always lots of love for you guys. Knitfing, cool. I'll send them on. Yeah, you took pics? Okay, cool. I'm getting porn in the mail. Woohoo! Aqua, my 13-year-old years are fucking dying. Yeah, Aqua, you're 13. You should be talking like that, man. Like, come on. Tucci knows there's always time and a place for Demonette porn. That time is now, and that place is here. Yeah, but she's not gonna. Well, she could send it now, and I could show it now, but I don't know. I don't know if I get flagged for that on YouTube if I put up a big old pair of floppy Demonette boobies. I might. I don't know. I mean, if I marked it adult only, wouldn't that be okay? Because I know, on Twitch, I think on Twitch my show is rated mature. Because I did that. I clicked that. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if on YouTube I clicked mature. But then Aqua wouldn't be able to tune in because he's not mature. Aqua's like, F you, man. So I'm totally mature. More mature than you, asshole. And you know what? You'd be right, Aqua. You probably are more mature than me. I'm a big man child. Come on. I'm a guy who works at Mini Wargaming where I get to paint miniatures all day and play with models. That's my living. I make a living at this. That's hilarious. Is that not hilarious? That I get to be a big kid? Knitfink, you can always send them with the black bars on. Well, don't send them to black. I'll add the black bars. I'll be the censor. You send the uncensored version. I'll censor them. Aqua, new account. Oh, you make a new account where you say you're old? Ooh, that's fraud. I can't endorse that. That's fraud. That's criminal activity. I'll definitely get banned for that. Peep Eater. I know I'm a winner since I sent the show down a long George Stromboligophil to get his tangent. Snuffleupagus. That's all I used to say when I was saying that George, the media guy. Yeah, George Strombopoulos is Snuffleupagus. George Snuffleupagus. Anyway. Nathaniel, are there any minors on this channel? Yeah, Aqua. Aqua's 13. He's in Ireland. He's a young lad. Hi, he's a young lad. That's a stereotypical accent, Irish accent. I have no idea if that's even how anybody in Ireland sounds. But ha-to-hee-to-hoo-to-hee. He's a young fella. I can't really do a lot of accents, but yeah. What abomination turnation? Is that like we're imitating a lot of syllables in a Greek last name? Yeah, that's a lot of syllables, man. That's a lot of syllables. Anyway, all right, you know what? Okay, enough goofing around. Go do something. Go paint. Go hug a loved one. Go do something. Be like Knitfink. Be like Knitfink, and create some amazing fucking art. Do that, okay? Do that. Make something amazing. Be like Knitfink. Don't be like me. Be like Knitfink. Make something amazing. All right. The mic's still on. What the...